so you can start. Yeah.
All right.
We are back. We thought so we got up and Anne dropped the keyboard and it started recording, and so we recorded 6 minutes of us just casually talking. And then she says like, oh, okay, starting the recording. And I'm like, wait a minute, it doesn't feel like it's been 6 minutes. And so we just listened to ourselves talking without realizing we were being recorded.
Dead. It was so funny. I'm glad that we didn't just accidentally not realize that we had 6 minutes additional, because it may not have
that
been
would have been
kid-friendly,
pretty
but...
funny, because there were like 3 minutes of silence.
That's true. So, alright, I've got... Who's this chick? I have to click her away.
Yeah, we've
that's
got her
right.
set
Okay,
up.
so she's super useful. She's hopefully... She's a little expensive, so it'll take me a bit, but... I don't know. It's really hard for me to pick a strategy, to be honest. I know these guys are free, but... Oh, that's hard. Alright, I'm just gonna go with this lineup.
We'll just have to see how it goes.
Should I start with the freeze or the shroom? Pop sun shrooms, quick.
Start with both. Just,
Truth.
it doesn't matter what order, as long as you're putting them down quickly, you don't have to, like, stop and consider which one to put down.
But it's kind of like Octageddon, I always forget. It's like, oh, well, I've chosen one. Oh my goodness, I've chosen one. The chosen one! What is that from? Kung Pao or Kung...
I have no idea.
Kung Fury or something? There's a silly movie. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. It's making fun of all the old, like, Bruce Lee movies and stuff. Which are awesome, by the way. Definitely watch them.
I never saw Bruce Lee movies. I saw Jackie Chan movies.
I mean,
like that was
Jackie
my
Chan
time.
Just took Bruce Lee and perfected it. I know people who are huge Bruce Lee fans are gonna just be not happy with me saying that, but I guess I'll go ahead and add him. No, Bruce Lee's cool. If you like action films, there's no better. There's no better
once
Lee
Bruce
than
Lee
Bruce.
broke Jackie Chan's nose.
One of my favorite things in high school was a website. It was Jackie Chan's kind of like professional website, and there was a little image of him, and you could just scroll over it, and it would highlight different parts of his body and list the bones that he had broken.
You could get a lily pad. Oh, and put
yeah, here,
and then put a blower on it.
What's
once
a blower?
You can. That's the one that blows away the fog.
Okay.
Look at that.
Oh my gosh, she does all of it. That's
amazing.
It's
one use.
Oh, I see.
Oh, that is a little annoying.
That's okay though, because that does give me a little bit of a chance to kind of fill in here and there.
Well, and you can put.
Go ahead and just add that.
Yeah, and you can start putting sun shrooms on that spot. In general, I think it makes sense.
I'm gonna put these down as soon as No, does she? Okay, so it takes a while. Oh, come on. Oh, I'm so poor.
It's like a gambit. Like, you do that when you're out of options. And honestly, it's worth it to use on the balloon guys, because that was so nice to be able to see everything for a little while.
But how would you even know is the thing.
They'll just get close, because it still works. Even if you put her up forward, if the balloon guy's at the back, it'll still...
I'm not sold on her. For me, that's just that's a one-trick pony.
I thought she was gonna, like... Yeah, I thought she was gonna be way more.
I will go ahead and add these guys as soon as I can. I'll add more of these, just, I guess, because I can.
Well, and you...
sorry?
You should put the walnuts up. If you put a walnut up, put the spikeweed somewhere else. Like, don't put it on the same row.
I mean, is that what you meant?
Well, kinda. I mean, like, you've got the walnut, so it would make sense to put a spikeweed in front of the walnut. So...
Right, which is what I had been doing.
But the idea is, if you have a walnut on a row, and you don't have anything else on your other rows, it makes sense to first put a spike shroom, or if you put a spikeweed, put it on a different row. Like,
this is really boring. I can't even see what's happening.
Don't worry, you're winning. This is the low budget levels.
Just put her down just because this is super boring to me. Honestly, this game is
I'm
just
kind of
so
disappointed
boring.
with the spikes. And I
think the spikes are wonderful.
Or the fog is what I meant. But like, you have like, if you put a walnut down, then that section is pretty well
I should have
protected.
put a walnut instead of a pea shooter, but that's okay.
Actually, no, the pea shooter was a better choice.
No, I think I may put her down just because I've got the money now, and
yeah, that makes sense.
I can put...
I don't know if it...
why not? Who cares?
You'll need the pea shooter in that row, too.
This row?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like...
I don't know, this is a cute game and all, but...
it's just not your thing.
No, it's very boring.
Well...
And he's gonna be taken out anyway. I don't know.
I would be more than happy to play this game, because I have been backseating the whole time, so...
I think I'm gonna do Octageddon instead,
and then I'll do Plants vs. Zombies.
Like I said, I just find this very boring. There's not really a whole lot to do. I mean, nobody watching. You can't even see it with a fog. You're not seeing anything that's happening. So we've got another one taken out.
Fair enough, but that's something that can be remedied by bringing the lantern and
true.
like in the beginning, especially in the earlier levels, you always had more than enough money because there weren't enough zombies to cause problems, and things weren't very expensive, and it was daytime. And now it's like...
I don't know. This just isn't really...
It's just not your game.
The thing is, it is my game if I was bored and trying not to do work at work. But, I don't know. For me, this is just a little slow. I mean...
Well, I have been wanting to play it for a little while now.
Well...
So maybe we'll, after we get through, you're gonna have to go through this entire episode, or we can just switch places after we beat this level.
That was really foolish. That wasn't what I meant to do.
That's okay.
Alright. So it's not quite stuck, but that's okay. Yeah, I don't know.
It's just not for you, and that's okay.
It's just kind of boring.
You don't have to agree with what everyone else playing who likes this game. You should put down a blower.
For a while, and
it just hasn't.
I think
you were kind of waiting on it to get to where you would really like it.
For people who have experienced loss in this game, you know, maybe it's a bigger deal, but for me, I haven't even begun to feel stressed out by anything at all.
Well, and that's, I guess, that is my...
Slow.
Like, because we're playing this together. Your first playthrough of this is with me, you know, as your co-pilot.
If you wanna take credit for it, you can.
I meant blame.
I mean,
like, if you're not enjoying it,
it's not even that. It's
if
just
you're not challenged by it.
This is not meant to be a super difficult game at all. It's not meant to be. It's meant to be a very fun game, and it is fun. This has been fun, don't get me wrong, but playing it for a playthrough, maybe not the best. I mean, there's not a whole lot to watch. Half of it's going to be
You should put down one of those little blowers.
I will as soon as I can. You know, just there's just not a whole lot to even see, and shoot.
No, you don't have. Oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense. You can put it beyond the fog as well, even though you can't see it.
Trust.
That's okay.
So, yeah.
Well, would you be opposed to switching places after this level?
Only because I want to play Octageddon.
Well, we will play more Octageddon.
Oh.
You can just let the thingy take care of it. Or you could. Now you're just prolonging you're prolonging the inevitable. Well, they're just gonna eat it.
And I will just replace it.
You're not going to be able to replace it. There's 3 zombies that are eating it. It's going to be gone.
How dare you?
Are you going to put another one down? Oh, no, it's not
you're, like, laughing at me for trying to play this game now. I don't know what you want from me.
Well, you were talking about, well, it doesn't matter because, you know, the pool cleaner...
A tackle.
You're like, the thing will take care of it, but...
I mean, and it did. It's fine.
Well...
What am I gonna do with the taco? I'm gonna eat it, and I'm gonna eat it with, like, fire sauce, but whatever.
I'll give you $1,000. Oh, that's an Insaniquarium ruby, or gem.
Yes, we can see that you're crazy.
It doesn't seem like
Can
you
I
need...
just skip this?
Yeah, just go to the next level.
How? Just this?
Yeah. This
Alright,
is
well, you know
a mini
what?
game at least, so you should play the mini game to de-sour. The mini games are fun,
Sure.
especially when I force you to do them.
Oops. Oh my gosh. Sorry. Apologies for the...
Do you kind of see the general idea? Just smash them all. Just watch what happens.
Smash
Just...
them all, Pokemon.
It's once you decided that you didn't want to play anymore, it was like night and day.
It's just boring. I don't know.
Well,
It's
and that's
just
okay, because you know what? There was an infamous moment in Game Grumps when Aaron finally admitted that he hated Super Mario 64, which is one of the most beloved games of his generation.
Is that like the N64 version
Yes.
of it? Yeah.
And he hates it.
It's super
doesn't
cute,
like
but
that.
it's not challenging
He doesn't
at all.
He doesn't like Super Mario 64. He doesn't like Zelda 64. And he's very vocal about that, but a lot of people are like, how dare you?
Oh my gosh, this is so boring.
And you've just had your moment. You've realized.
Here. Well, I mean, feel like I realized that a while ago. You know what I mean? Like, I was already not enjoying stuff. Whoops. Oh, what did I do? Oh no, I threw it away.
No, you didn't. You just didn't.
You sure?
Yeah, you just hadn't placed it.
This is just a snore for me.
It's a snore from me.
It's a snore from me.
Well, that's okay. That's just... Again, I would love to play this game. I think we should still at least get through to the end.
I'm gonna, yeah, just finish whatever the next whatever is. And that's fine. It's, I guess it's not fair. It's a snore because I'm realizing that people are watching us. They haven't been able to see literally half of the screen, which is where 90% of the action is happening.
Well, but
So
I
if I
guess
was just
that's the
playing
difference
this,
between like
if I was-
watching and
I mean, I
playing.
guess.
Like
If-
watching as a
There's
fan
more?
of it.
Oh my god.
Mwahaha.
This is so boring. Oh my goodness. It's just not.
I love this mode. What do
I'm
you...
glad you're enjoying it because I honestly would not ever watch this.
Well, but I'm watching it as someone who enjoys the game. So, and that's pretty fundamental. Like, the reason that this is not boring to me isn't just because I'm interested in the gameplay. It's because I like the game as a whole.
That's fair. I can appreciate that for sure. Oh, I thought I could click on his head. It looked like an item. I don't know. For me, it's something that I would like to play without an audience, I suppose.
Well, and maybe you wouldn't. Like, if I'm being honest, just judging by your...
It's a time-wasty game, you know, that you play. I'm realizing I need to maybe...
No, you... Oh my gosh.
Well, there you go.
The weird Siamese twin...
Nice, I guess. Alright, well, I'm thinking that's
we'll
probably...
call it an early episode,
yeah,
and then...
a little short. Sorry for being a grumpy post. This is just a little slow for me, so... Thanks for watching. Conrad will definitely play the next one because he is such an evangelist for the game. I definitely would recommend this if you're like bored at work or
it
school.
would be like making you play You Have to Win the Game.
Well, no, because even that, I would fail a lot, but I would still enjoy it. This is just slow. I don't do anything. I put stuff down and then I sit here and I can't even see what's coming at me. It's just so boring. Like, the fog, I think, is a clever idea, but you literally can't see any of the artwork that's put into it. So there's my critique. That's my criticism of the later stages of the game.
Plants vs. Zombies is an awful game.
They put all this work into having these fun characters with great artwork, and then you don't see them at all.
It might be the worst game of all time.
It's simply an oversight. Maybe the first row or two, because then you're losing time, not literally half of the rows. That's ridiculous.
There's stuff
nothing
like
to
the
watch.
conveyor mode. Like, this game is... You just want this game to be faster paced. And I think if I play through and unlock those mini games. Actually, check out the mini games. Maybe see if there's one that catches your interest.
Okay.
There's a walnut bowling. That one's at least silly. Like, we gotta de-sourpuss the experience at least a little bit.
It's not even sourpuss. It's just de-boardapus, I guess. This is just so boring. I really don't know what else to say. Like, it's a great game. You know, if you're gonna...
It's just not, it's not paced
this is not,
for what you prefer.
No, it's not.
And that's fine. That's, like, that's why, like, because I've...
Oh.
Yeah, you know, it's bowling lane.
I didn't realize that. It just looks like a random red line, but
sure.
Bowling is the worst thing ever, by the way. Sorry if you like bowling, but
sorry if you like bowling and Plants vs. Zombies.
It's all
double
bad.
whammy. If you're a bowling zombie,
Thanks
then...
for throwing me under the bowling walnut, Conrad.
I don't feel like I've thrown you under the bus so much as pushed you in front of it.
Oh, I should have rolled him down the middle.
That's okay. You can just blame the game.
Oh my gosh. Oh, cute. He, like, rolls out of an explodum.
But, you know, it's like...
This is just a snore.
If you don't... Like, obviously, I'm like, putting my smile on because I love this game, and I'm more than willing to...
because I wasn't paying attention.
I'm more than willing to blame my over
The problem is that
coaching.
you're trying to take blame at all. This is simply not difficult for me.
But, like...
I appreciate so many things about this game. First of all, everybody who's watched this has heard me complain about my vision. I get so sick, so I love that it's stationary. Why does the screen need to move at all? Why is that a thing? It doesn't need to happen. Stop.
I mean, some people have better vision than you,
That's
to
true,
be fair.
But you still don't need to move the screen around. I don't understand the point of that. Oh, good. I don't know. I'm just thinking, like, for certain games...
Your criticism makes sense.
I
guess
many things about this.
The reason that I say that I've played a role in making it less fun is because in an effort...
You're so bored you have to try to take credit for my boredom.
In an effort to prevent you from dying, I've been giving you advice. And so, like you said, you haven't lost yet. And I really do think that if I was not, like, telling you what to do through these sections...
I feel that way. And I love you, but honestly, I think I would do better without an audience because I would just figure things out for myself.
Well, but you would do so with deaths. Like, you...
Maybe, but, I mean, there are a lot of games that I played where I did not die. I don't know. This is just not for me. That's just all there is to it. I find it a little slow. This is a game that's the point, though, is that this is a game you played in high school, like, waiting for homeroom, right? Like...
Oh, no. I came home and I played this game because I like to play... See,
okay, well, and that's
why
fine, but again,
I really think
that's worse than homeroom because we both know what it was like being at your house, you know?
Like, I was...
Is this ever gonna end? This is so boring.
Probably.
Hey,
you got an achievement. Oh, yeah, that's true.
Ugh, please let me die so I don't have to play
so you can play
anymore.
Octageddon?
Yes, this is so boring to me. I just don't see the point.
I mean, I feel like the floodgates are a bit opened because I thought you enjoyed this a lot more the first time you played it.
The thing is, I do. Again, if I was playing this after school to decompress and to unwind after school and to just avoid, you know, doing homework or whatever, or to avoid doing work or to avoid doing chores, whatever, but I'm sitting here trying to, like, make entertaining content, and I guess people will just have to be entertained with my...
They're just gonna rage.
Irritation, because I just don't find this entertaining in the slightest. I find this extremely slow and boring. There's really not much else to say, I guess.
That's just... That is totally I mean, not to invalidate it, but that is just your... Well, it'll end when you either lose or when you get to the end of it. that's just, your experience
That's
with
just,
this
like,
game
your
is
opinion,
not.
man.
Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, like, if we both disliked the game, then that wouldn't stop me from saying, if you enjoy this game, I'm not specifically calling you out, but like, that's just,
I mean, I'm not.
it's just not for you.
I think that's the difference, though, is that you're like offended by the fact.
I'm really not. I'm just.
Why are you arguing with me? For
Well, because I like the game, and
I
so
know,
I'm
but
making
that's
sure
not
that
an
my
issue.
perspective is represented.
I know, but you've well represented your perspective.
And you've well represented yours. How dare you
like,
talk
There's no point in even
crap about this
continuing
glorious
to make this
game.
video, I guess it's so boring. Like
this, I'm enjoying just watching you play this, which is why I think that when we come back to it, it just makes more sense.
it'll be a solo video with Conrad.
How
because
dare
I will
you.
Fall asleep. I love you and support you, but this is the most boring thing I think I've ever played.
Well, there goes all of our subscribers.
I guess so.
No,
That's
really,
okay.
we'll go back to
I mean,
Octagon, and then we'll
no,
be okay.
well, they'll just watch you. They're watching you anyway. I mean,
They're watching you right now.
ugh,
To be fair.
Sorry, this is so boring, and I am such a sour grumpy puss.
I am loving. I'm like, it's challenging, and I'm not sure you'll be able to beat it, but I'm having a blast watching you do this. Like,
I mean, I'm like waiting to. Oh, I missed it.
that's okay. Like, that's part of, why I think that,
Again.
roll some heads. Wow, I can't believe you're still in this.
See, it's like not
Not challenging right before you die from that horde of
No,
zombies coming up top.
It's boring. It's just boring. I don't know what else to say.
It's certainly boring for you to play,
Because
but
it's taken this. I'm glad. I
I'm
really am. But it's
loving
taken
watching this, and I
long.
think other
I
people
missed the
will
wrong one.
enjoy
There we
at
go.
least.
See, I
You're
finally
like,
died.
finally, I'm dead.
Ugh, seriously, that was so boring. It's the pacing. I think if it got way more difficult early on, I would be more challenged, but it's zombies. It's slow. It's a kid's game. Like, it's not meant to be. Oh gosh,
Well-
no, that is not
No.
what I wanted to do.
Well,
So thanks for listening to us argue for the last 45 minutes.
and
but
remember, it was only 22 minutes.
Conrad will definitely entertain you more.
You
and
had better
better.
sit next to me while I play this game
I
and
would
provide.
rather be a zombie myself. And may consider turning myself into one to avoid ever having to watch this game.
And remember, if you disagree, the best way to voice that
Please.
disagreement is through a comment
Give us
or a
comment.
dislike.
Tell
or
me how much you hate my opinion,
or
please. It'll make it worth my
subscribe,
time.
and then you can watch me play this on my own, and then you can talk to me about how much you hate that Anne doesn't love this game as
Or
much
if
as
you
we
hate
do.
me or whatever. You say what you want. It is a safe
You're
space.
the first person to ever dislike Plants vs. Zombies.
Just, stick around for other things where I'm not a grumpy sourpuss, because this is the slowest and most boring game.
Like Octagon, which we're gonna play right now.
You've heard me talk about how I'm not really much of a gamer. I have played a lot of games. Played a lot of, religious games, educational games. Very boring stuff. This is the most boring game I've ever played. I do
Dang.
appreciate that it's,
Man,
starting
you
to pick
just-
up, but no, this
Once it started, you
It's your fault because you're challenging me as if I am, personally offending you.
I mean, I
for
almost
saying
feel
that
like
I
I'm kind of
personally don't like it.
I feel like this microphone is like a
Do you
person that's
like
watching
tomatoes?
us.
No, you don't.
I like
love
tomatoes on some things.
You don't like tomatoes.
Well,
I love
okay.
tomatoes, right? It's not an insult to you for me to say that I like tomatoes, just like it's not an insult to me for you to say that you hate tomatoes.
Sure, but if
Plants
I say I
vs.
don't like
Zombies is the
tomatoes,
tomatoes of
you're
the
still
game
free
world,
to tell
alright?
me what you like
This
tomatoes
episode
on.
shall be titled "The Tomato of the Game."
The Great
World.
Tomato Civil War. Well,
Thank
thanks for
you
watching.
for
Hopefully you
watching.
enjoyed this. I sure
Please-
did.
Please
And sure did.
kill me, so I never have to play this again. Thanks for watching, guys. Oh my gosh.
Okay, now we gotta
I can't.
scroll all the way down to the...
We
Where's
have
the
some-
stop recording button?
We have some rendering issues. Thanks for
Okay.
watching.